Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm an Airbus A330 pilot, and welcome back to the iniBuilds A340-300. Today we're going to fly the good old classic Iberia livery on a 13-hour flight in this aircraft from Madrid down to Santiago de Chile. This will have a couple of excellent views until we are eventually landing in sunset in Santiago. So without any further ado, a quick message from today's sponsor and then we'll get straight into it. If you're looking for an ATC add-on that can not just do your standard IFR A to B flight but also other things like data link, VFR communications and more, then look no further than Say Intentions AI. We'll be using them for all of our ATC, data link and cabin crew today, so if you like what you're about to see then be sure to check them out using the link in the pinned comment or the video description below. And with that out of the way, I suggest we are going to get straight into this one. So follow me into the cockpit of our A340. Now we are going to start with our standard stuff over here, powering the aircraft up with a preliminary cockpit preparation. So engine masters are off, start selector norm, weather radar off, landing gear down, wipers are off. Battery voltage got to be above 25.5, which it is, and then we can turn the batteries and the external power unit on. Now, since it is October, Madrid, it is still a little warm at least, so let's go ahead and start up our APU as well as soon as our computers have actually started. We can use the meantime to have a quick look into the flight plan, so let's import that flight from SimBrief, bring up our plan, and then we are going to have a look into what we are going to do today. So starting down here, we are leaving Madrid down southbound across Portugal, then across Madeira and across the middle Atlantic into Brazil, and then all the way across to Santiago. Now for the weather, it's pretty good en route until we get to the intertropical convergence zone, where we are going to cross a couple of thunderstorms. However, nothing deal-breaking today. We will have plenty of contingency fuel for a flight of this length anyway. Now, approaching our destination, we got a couple of entries over here. That number 2 is especially interesting, and that is severe turbulence below flight level 300. So maybe in the descent, depending on where our top of descent is, it could get a little turbulent. Apart from that, we also got area number 4, which is moderate turbulence below level 400, which we are definitely going to get into, so let's have that one in mind as well. Now, that's the overview of the general weather, loads of SIGMETs here, but let's have a look at the Madrid weather. So we're departing in, well, should be clear skies, 21 degrees, and then we are landing in Santiago, also clear skies, 21 degrees, so beautiful weather down there, and our alternate in Carriel Sur has good weather as well. So at least we know that all the en route weather is going to be good. Now for our flight times, departing at 10:25, we're going to land just about on time in Santiago, so we might be flying a little bit faster, especially if we happen to have some delay on our departure. Now, looking down into the plan itself then, let's stroll to the fuel section. 100.7 tons will be our takeoff fuel, plus taxi 600, and then we gotta think if we want anything extra down here. And chances are we may want that today. So flying a little bit faster, we can see that costing 400 saves half an hour at the cost of 6,000 kilos. Rather expensive. But let's take like 2,000 kilos more, then we should be able to shove off some 10 minutes or so, plus the 500 kilos that it takes to transport these. And that way we can simply make it 104 tons of fuel, and then we should be absolutely fine. So let's go over here, import everything from SimBrief, and then for the fueling, let's go downstairs and set 104 tons of fuel. We'll do an instant loading up here, and then we will head over into the GSX options to request our catering service, please, so that we get our operations on the way. Now, the airplane has meanwhile powered up. Let's clear that status page, please. Thank you. And then we can move up ADIRS 1, 2, 3 going online. APU fire test and APU master so that we can get some air conditioning. Here we go. So, aircraft's technical acceptance. Let's see, APU starting, that's good. Recall for 3 seconds is clear, that's very good. We've got nothing in the logbook as well. And then looking down here on the door page, the oxygen pressure is good, the hydraulic quantities are good, engine oil quantities are good. So flaps are retracted, that agrees with the lever, ground spoilers are also retracted. Ultimate brake test for that, due to the known bug with this pre-release version of the plane that I'm using. Gotta release the shocks to be able to test those, but looking very good. Alright, parking brake is set again, shocks back in position, and let's see, brake temperatures are cool, so that's nothing to worry about. Now the accumulator has just been drained a little bit by this, so let's actually turn on the blue electric hydraulic pump for a moment. And once this powers, the accumulator recharges. Nice. Alright, good. So, that much for our preliminaries over here. Then let's move down into the electronic flight bag and let's have a look down here. So, we're going to start with our departure charts going off Madrid. Now again, loads of charts over here. Madrid is a rather complicated airport. We need the AGC North in North configuration today, and that's basically all we got. Also the terminal parking chart for Sierra. So let's find that one. It's number 4 over here. That is not the right one. For Sierra, here it is. Alright, and that's our parking chart. Excellent, then let's continue with the SID chart, and there are loads of SIDs. I think it's the ANOF 36 left. Yep, here it is, the Caceres 6 Lima departure. So ANOF 36 left, and then we can find that one down here as well. I think it should be this one. Let's pin that, and here we go. Alright, cool, so that's our charts configured. Then let's go into the takeoff performance. Madrid, runway 36 left, synchronize the weather. That's all looking good. Now let's have a look at the takeoff weight, which is 270 tons. So takeoff performance 270, like that. Flaps 2, air conditioning off, calculate, and here we go. Full toga, 34, 55, 70. Man, this is gonna be fast today. I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it. Okay, cool. So that's our weather updates and our EFB done. And with that, the preliminary is basically completed. QNH was 1026, so let's go ahead and set that real quick. Set once and set twice. Alright, APU bleed is coming online so that we can actually get a little bit of air in here. Nice, that's what we've needed. Alright, cool. Then let's start with the cockpit preparation procedure. Flight recorder, ground supply, and while we are going up here, just a quick check. Catering still in progress at the moment. But let them already bring on the passengers, please. They can wait in the jetway before they actually start getting on board. So request boarding, please. Alright, so let's continue. So this side everything is done. In the middle, let's get our seatbelt signs on, emergency lights on, battery check. So off and on again, elect DC. That's looking excellent, charging, and the amperage is dropping, perfect. Alright, refueling is complete, 104 tons of fuel on board. Here we go, fire test, looks good, and everything else is done. On the right hand side, we will make sure to listen to the PAs, at least for our recorder. And since we'd have a third pilot on a flight like this, let's also bring up the interphone and the 2 VHF radios. Flight recorder tests looking good, and everything's done upstairs. Alright then, moving downstairs. Side panel is set, and on the main panel we can align the artificial horizon. 6th of October 25, looking good. Status page can, come on, go away, thank you. And the right side is set. And let's go back down to the middle panel down here, as we'll need a couple of frequencies. So let's see, Barajas delivery, and that's gonna be clearance east, 130.08. Like this. Going active, then we need 1 to 1.5. That is also going active. Here it is, thank you. Alright, and then we'll need a ground frequency, and the north ground is 1 to 1.755. Like that, perfect. Now, for our own audio control panel, VHF1, VHF2, and the interphone, speaker to a decent volume, something down here in the middle, that looks good, and the same on the other side as well. Alright, weather radar into turbulence mode, and the tilt 5 degrees above. Middle is set, the right is set, and then let's get forward to the FMS. So we'll delete that stuff, we'll get our flight plan, and then let's go on to... oh, thank you very much. Please sign me in again. Here we go. Alright, so please request that uplink data, and I will be using a WinWing MCDU to fill this one out, so if you don't see me typing anything with a mouse, then that's the reason why. So Madrid to Santiago, alternate is in there, Iberia 0113, Costa X30, flight level 310, that looks good so far. Then let's go for our flight plan. So we are departing Madrid on runway 36 left, here it is. And it's the Charlie Charlie Sierra 6 Lima departure. Insert, and now for our arrival, we've got runway 17 right with the ILS Zulu approach. Star is the Asimo 7 Delta arrival, which we got over here. And then let's see if there's any transition that we need. You can easily look that up on the second MCDU. Yeah, Temos. Perfect, so let's select Temos in here and insert. Okay, so that's our primary flight plan. We also have GPS primary by now, great. Now let's go for the secondary, and for that one we will need an engine outset, which in Madrid on the northern runway is limited by terrain. So if you look that up on the departure chart over here, let's do that. Then you can see if we went 25 miles straight ahead, we would definitely end up in some up to 8,500 feet tall mountains. So ain't gonna do that, but what we are going to do is to climb straight ahead to 8 DME from Barajas, and then left turn to Golf Echo and hold. So let's go ahead and enter that. Let's most importantly check where that VOR is located, and that is down here. Okay, yeah, that's fine if we just enter that with the runway heading 360. So that's gonna be bra/360/25. We'll put that up here, and then we proceed towards Golf Echo, which we can put in here, and no, that's not the correct fix. Let's clear that one again. Okay, looks like my EOSIT information is a little bit out of date over here for that one. So what we're gonna do, straight at 8 DME looks good, and then we'll just make that left turn, yeah, left turn to Sierra Yankee to hold. I think that should be fine. Then we're staying in the vicinity of the airport. Okay, so Sierra Yankee is in there. Now let's do a new destination, LEMD. Did I just type land? Yeah, you guys know what I'm about. Yes, we do want to land. Thank you. Arrival. It's going to be an ILS Whiskey approach to runway 3 to right, like that, and insert. Alright, cool. Now let's go for the flight plan and fix info. We're departing Madrid 36 left, and that's going to be radial 360. so that we got the runway track in here. And then we can also put in, what's it called, Bravo Romeo Alpha with an 8-mile ring. And finally back to Sierra Sierra Yankee. Well, let's enter that one as well. So, might look a little complicated, let's actually see. No, that's actually looking quite good. So straight ahead until here, and then back to here. Looks good to me. Alright, nice. So for the red navs, let's actually tune Bravo Romeo Alpha because it's a rather important one for this departure. The rest is on-off, so not really a problem. Alright, now let's go for the performance data, and we'll take that from our flight plan for the time being. So 165.5 is going to be the zero fuel weight. In the absence of a CG, we'll enter 25. 104 tons of block fuel. We got an average 18 knot headwind. Now let's see the fuel figures. So contingency is 2.4, then alternate 4.7, and final 2.5. Alright, looks good. Now let's go for the performance figures and punch those in. That's config 2 at full toga, 34, 55, 70. Alright, like that. Noise abatement procedure 2 is correct. We'll take 1500 for the engine out acceleration altitude. D-rate climb 2. Let's see how that's gonna go. And that's our FMS preparation until here. Now let's go ahead and fill in the step climbs. So step outs, and then let's see what we got. So we started flight level 310, then we got level 320 over at Nelzo. Then we are going to continue with flight level 340 at Tarim. I'm leaving out that little part in the middle there. I think over here SimBrief just can't decide whether they want us on an odd or an even flight level, so we are just going to do it this way. Now level 360 at Ekbir. We'll punch that in here, and finally flight level 380 at Tozar. Like that. Alright, so that's everything. Let's see what effect that has on the extra time and fuel. 5.5, hour 14, wonderful. Alright, cool. And that's our flight plan entered. So let's go ahead and cross-check our standard instrument departure. Down here on the chart, Sierra Sierra, or Charlie Charlie Sierra 6 Lima, which is straight ahead to San Sebastian de los Reyes, maximum 205, above 2,400. And we got that. From there, it's going to be a left-hand turn onto heading 285 to intercept 320, inbound waypoint 035, above 5,200, maximum 210. And we got 320 inbound 039, is that correct? Yes, it is. Above 5.2, maximum 210. That looks good. Then it's a left-hand turn, 269 inbound Avila above 12,000. So that's Avila above 12,000, and then we continue towards Cáceres above 13,000. And that's also... where is Longa coming from? Oh yeah, here. Alright, Longa above 13, and then Cáceres above 13. Alright, that is looking good. Now, a very quick check on the crossing altitudes. So Sierra Sierra Yankee is above 2,400. That looks fine. We'll be there at 3,100. But then, that 039 waypoint there, above 5,200. We'll only make 5,110. So yeah, tell you what, let's just increase the acceleration altitude. Let's see, is 500 feet enough already? I bet it is. Actually, it says no. That's interesting. It says that it's getting worse. I don't believe that. Well, doesn't really matter. We're gonna do that stuff with selected speed then. Okay, So I will actually return this one back to 3000 like this. Perfect. Clean speed is above 250, so just have that one in mind. And that's all our FMS entries complete. So flight director's coming on, then I think the initial climb on this one was 13,000. Yeah, initial climb 13. Can't really, unfortunately, scroll through the different pages, but if one of them is 13, then the others will be as well. So let's set that, constraints selected, and the rest is looking fantastic. Alright, good. Then let's go ahead and file for our clearance. And we also have a couple of oceanic things to do. So, message record is erased, beautiful. Connection, status, ADS should be armed, but okay. Alright, then let's go. Next page, departure request. We're going from LEMD towards SCEL. Our gate is 549. Alright, Airbus 343, Artis Echo, and station is LEMD. And of course, since we did the last flight on VATSIM, we'll have to reset this one to say intentions. So is that third-party settings? Yes, it is. Okay, perfect. So that thing's in there. Then let's go ahead and send our clearance request. So this looks good. Send. Well, and then we'll start our departure briefing, please. Okay, so we're departing Madrid, runway 36 left, Charlie Charlie Sierra 6 Lima departure, initial climb to 13,000, the MSA is 10,025 miles around the airport, and extra fuel and time now approximately 1 hour. Alright, thank you for that. Now before we continue with the briefing, let's quickly check our messages. So, request being processed, stand by, no response in 2 minutes, request to flight an app, okay, no problem. And here's our clearance. So, cleared to Santiago via the 5 Whiskey departure. No, I don't. 5 Whiskey 36 right. No, I do not agree with that. I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We'll call him by voice, and we'll tell him that we want runway 36 left. Let's just try that one more time. Unable send. So delivery 130.080. Madrid delivery Iberia 0113 heavy information echo request IFR clearance. So we should need that table to write it down.
I am working on that clearance. Stand by.
Let's see if they give us 36 left this time. Sure hope they do.
Iberia 0113, stand by for clearance delivery. Expect runway 36 left.
Standing by for clearance, expecting 36 left, Iberia 0113 heavy. Okay, and they say revert to voice over here. That's fine, that's what we did anyway. Alright, good. So 36 left is already confirmed. That's the important thing that we've been looking for. So let's continue our briefing. No hotspots for our taxi routing, and our stop margin is only going to be a few meters today. The brakes will get especially hot since we are just 10 tons shy of the max takeoff weight here. Actually just 7 tons shy of the max takeoff weight. So that's going to be, if we reject high speed, call for the fire brigade, and we'll be prepared for an evacuation due to a possible fire on the landing gear. Now, if we continue, our engine outset is straight at to 8 DME from Bravo Romeo Alpha, then it's a left-hand turn back to Sierra Sierra Yankee, climbing 6,000, that's 4,000 above the ground. Totally fine in this area. The MSA on that chart is officially 10,000, but that's based on the mountains up in the north, which are not going to be a problem for us in case of an engine out when we follow the EO set. Now, In terms of specials and non-standards, we got that 5,200 feet restriction at waypoint 039 that we might have some problems catching. So we might have to go a little bit off selected speed there. Probably, let's see, well, we actually got to keep flaps 2 all the way for that. So, well, not much we can do about it. We'll climb to 5,200, thereafter we'll accelerate. And if it turns out that we are unable, then we'll advise ATC. That restriction is for political reasons. It's the terrain is rising afterwards, but we'll be VMC, so we'll be able to see everything and avoid it with a vector to the south as needed. Alright, threats for the departure, well, I do not really have any, and I've got nothing out of the ordinary here. Any questions or concerns? No? Beautiful. So then, cockpit preparation checkers, please. Gear pins and covers removed. Okay, fuel quantity, 103,900 kilograms and balanced. Seatbelts on, ADRs. nav and barrel ref QNH 1026. Cockpit preparation check is complete. Very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. From a flight deck, this is your captain speaking. My name is Emmanuel. In the name of Iberia, welcome aboard our Airbus A340-300 on our flight to Santiago de Chile. Today's flight time will be 13 hours, and we are expecting mostly smooth flights with a couple of occasional bumps. For the time being, sit back, relax, make yourself comfortable, and we'll get back to you with the latest weather when we start the approaching to our destination airport. Señoras, that's all my Spanish, so we're not going to do that again. Okay, very good. So, not much about the basics. Let's see how our ground handling is going. I think they're done. Yep, they are. Prepare for pushback and departure, please. Okay, so we now have 165.4 and 27.4. So let's see, 165.4 and 27.4, like that. Alright, that's a gross weight of 268.8, and we had calculated 270. Let's see if we can maybe gain a degree of flex or so, 269. No, not really. Toga 345570, and we've got Toga 345570. That looks okay. Trim 5.9 units up. And here we go. Ready. So we still haven't gotten our clearance. Iberia 1330. Correction, Iberia 0113 is ready to copy IFR clearance. Let's see if they got the clearance for us now. I have a feeling he's probably still working
Iberia 0113, cleared to Santiago via the Cáceres 6 Lima departure, runway 36 left. Initial climb to flight level 130, departure on 118.4, squawk 1757.
Iberia 0113, cleared to Santiago via the Cáceres 6 Lima departure, runway 36 left, climb flight level 130, departure 118.4, squawk 1757.
Iberia 0113, read back correct. Contact ground on 121.908 when ready.
121.908 when ready, Iberia 0113. Bye-bye. Okay, so Cáceres 6 Lima 36 left is confirmed. Flight level 130 is as well. Departure 118.4. Let's tune that down here. Here we go. And then the squawk is 1757.
Nostra A330 Uniform Golf request push and start.
Ladies and
All right.
gentlemen, welcome aboard Iberia Flight 113, departing from beautiful Barajas Airport.
So far so good. So that's all our clearance checked, and then
On behalf of the entire crew,
Roger, pushback approved. Nostra
we can prepare the airplane for a pushback. Ground from flight deck. Please confirm all doors and hatches are closed, ground equipment is removed, and the bypass pin is installed.
Giving way to the
Well,
red
that's
nose
all confirmed.
737,
Roger,
Ryanair
then we'll call
19
for
Juliet
pushback
Tango.
to any member of our friendly
And actually there is
choosing
not all
Iberia,
ground equipment
and
removed.
gracias.
Here we go, that's better. Arm doors. Alright. Barajas ground, Iberia 0113 Heavy, request pushback and startup.
Iberia 0113. Pushback and startup approved.
Pushback and startup approved, Iberia 0113. Before start checklist, park and brake, set, takeoff speed and thrust. V1 134, VR 155, V2 170, Toga. Windows. Closed, beacon on. Before start checklist complete.
Nostra A330 Uniform Golf
Alright,
ready
ground
to
flight,
taxi.
push and start is approved, facing north, due to standard taxi routing
Golf,
anyway.
Runway
And
365
with that,
taxi via Whiskey Alpha. Whiskey
continue
November
push,
3.
nose
Whiskey
right,
Alpha Zulu. Mike.
looks
Bravo
good,
13,
and park and brake
Yankee
released.
3.
So off block at 35, that's 5 minutes of
Runway
delay, and you can
36
blame
right
that on the
taxi
late
via Whiskey
catering.
Alpha, Whiskey November
They really
3,
arrived a little bit
Whiskey
late,
Alpha
otherwise we
Zulu,
would have been
Mike,
able to do an
Bravo
on-time
13,
departure today.
Yankee 3, Nostra Air33 Uniform Golf.
So let's just get rid of that company message on the Ecam, small bug here. And it's gone. Nice. Okay, so ground flight deck, we are ready for engine start, sequence 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're starting engines number 1 and 2 in that sequence.
Mike, contact tower on 118.008.
Engine 1 start.
All doors and
Switching to
flight
tower,
apparatus check.
Air France
Ladies
905
and
Uniform
gentlemen,
Mike.
welcome aboard Iberia Flight 113, departing from beautiful Madrid and heading to the vibrant Santiago. On behalf of the entire crew, including our wonderful Captain Emmanuel and First Officer Stephanie, we are thrilled to have you with us today.
Engine 2 start.
Please give us your full attention. Safety first, fiesta later, eh? Now, let's go
That
over
was a
some
nice one.
important safety information. To fasten your seatbelt, insert the metal fitting into the buckle until you hear a click. To release it, simply lift the buckle. Please ensure your seatbelt is fastened low and tight across your lap at all times when seated. In the unlikely event
Iberia
of a loss of
Express
cabin pressure,
1663.
oxygen
Contact
masks will
tower on
drop down from the
119.5.
Pull the mask towards you to start the
Over to
flow of
tower,
oxygen.
Iberia Express
Place it over your
1663.
nose and mouth and secure it with the elastic band. Remember to secure your own mask before assisting others. Your life vest is located under your seat. To use it, pull it out, place it over your head, and pull the straps to tighten. Inflate the vest by pulling the red tabs or by blowing into the tubes. To find the escape routes, please look around you. There are 2 exits at the front, 2 over the
Okay,
wings,
pushback
and 2
completed,
at the
set
rear of the
brakes.
aircraft. In case of an emergency,
And the brakes
follow
are
the
set.
illuminated signs to the nearest exit. In the
So,
unlikely
starting
event
engines
of an
3 and
evacuation,
4.
please leave all luggage on
Clear
board.
3, 4.
Your safety is our priority. As mentioned, there are 6 emergency exits, 2 at
So,
the
waiting
front,
for a
2 over
veil.
the wings, and 2 at the rear. To reach them,
Here
follow
it
the
is.
illuminated
Engine 3
signs and
start.
move quickly but calmly. Please ensure your seat bags and tray tables
Flying
are
Bulgaria
in the
Four-7-1.
Starter is engaged,
Give way to the
and 2
Winter
starts
Embraer
rotating.
295.
And if you have any power banks or electronic devices that become unusually warm, please inform
We'll give way to the Pinter Embraer 295 flying Bulgaria
10%,
471.
engine 4
retrieve
start.
them safely for you. Thank you for your attention and enjoy the flight. Gracias.
Ground Iberia Express 16 Charlie Yankee, taxi to parking. Iberia Express 16 Charlie Yankee, taxi to parking via Yankee 4. Alpha, Sierra, Delta India 3. Yankee 4, Alpha, Sierra Delta India 3, Iberia Express 16 Charlie Yankee.
So, looks like everyone's clearing that airplane. Alright, looking good. And here's a good start on engine number 3, standing by for engine number 4.
Ryanair 38 Echo Tango ready to push.
Ryanair 38 Echo Tango. Cleared for push and stand.
I like that accent, Ryanair. Honestly, that's how they speak in Spain.
Flying Bulgaria
Alright,
471.
4 good
Give way
starts.
to the Ryanair 737.
Give way to the Ryanair 737 flying Bulgaria 471.
Winter 60 Sierra Papa.
Okay,
contact
trim
tower
5.9
118,
units.
8.
And let's see, that is 25% on the ECAM and 25% down
Area
here.
281. Cleared
After
for
start
push
checklist,
and
please.
start.
Anti-ice, off, ECAM status, checked, pitch trim, 25%, rudder trim, neutral, after start checklist complete. Iberia 0113, request taxi.
Iberia 0113. Taxi to runway 36 left. Via Alpha. Bravo 1. Charlie.
Taxi runway 36 left via Alpha Bravo 1 Charlie, Iberia 313. Okay, so that's... Where's Alpha? Well, that's Bravo. Where's
Ryanair 38 Echo
Charlie?
Tango ready to taxi.
That's
Ryanair
not
38 Echo Tango.
right.
Runway 36 right taxi. Via India.
That taxi
Gate
clearance
4,
makes no sense.
Golf 4.
But okay,
Alpha,
we are just gonna go
Alpha,
standard then. So
Yankee 3.
straight, left,
Runway
southbound
36 right taxi
to the
via
runway.
India. Gate 4 Golf 4 Alpha Alpha Yankee 3 Ryanair 38 Echo Tango.
Right side is clear, left side is clear. Brakes off, let's see how much thrust we need to get this moving. High elevation and high weight.
Iberia Express. 16.
Well, that's not too bad.
Give way to the Ryanair.
Okay, brake check.
737 on your
Pressure
right.
0.
We'll give way
So,
to the
flight
Ryanair
control check.
737 Iberia Express 16 Charlie Yankee.
Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left.
Iberia
All
281
right.
ready to taxi.
Neutral. Rudder.
Iberia 281. Runway 36 right taxi.
Full
Via
left.
Mike. Bravo 13. Yankee 3.
Full right. Neutral.
Runway 36 right taxi via Mike Bravo 13 Yankee 3 Iberia 281.
Okay. So, auto brake on, transponder is checked, weather radar on, and takeoff config test. Cabin's ready as well. Superb. Taxi checklist, please. So, flight controls checked, flap setting, config 2, radar and predictive wind shear on and auto, engine start selector on, econ memo, takeoff, no blue. Taxi checklist complete.
Give way to the Ryanair 737 flying Bulgaria
Alright, we should
471.
be going first left here. Don't ask me what that tuck is doing. We pretend we haven't seen him.
Iberia 347. Runway 36 right taxi. Via Delta India 4. Romeo.
Okay,
Alpha
so
03,
we are gonna cross the
Mike,
first taxiway and then
Bravo
we take the
13,
second
Yankee
to the
3.
left. And this up here suggests to me that there is something seriously wrong.
India 4 Romeo Alpha Zulu 3 Mike Bravo 13 Yankee 3.
There are a couple of taxiways in Madrid that just end, you know, in
Ryanair
nothing.
19 Juliet Tango contact tower. On 118.08.
Switching to tower, Ryanair
But when
19
looking
Juliet
outside, this is
Tango.
actually a little bit more obvious where you gotta turn left. So not this
Ground,
one,
Air Portugal
not
10
Echo Alpha
Delta
6,
Mike,
but the
taxi to the
second
gate.
one.
Air Portugal 10 Delta. Mike. Taxi to parking via Kilo 5. Kilo Alpha 4. Kilo Charlie. Mike 27. Alpha Mike 3. Alpha
Alright,
Golf
November
4,
6 is next
Mike
left.
9er.
And that's the correct one according
Kilo
to the
5,
chart. as
Kilo
well.
Alpha 4, Kilo Charlie, Mike 27, Alpha Mike 3, Alpha, Golf 4, Mike 9er, Air Portugal 10 Delta, Mike.
Iberia 281 contact over on 119.5.
Okay, so straight ahead for a little bit. And then I heard something like contact tower 119.5. Let's pre-select that. Here we go. Okay, so we keep going straight for a little bit, and then at Bravo November 1 we're gonna make a right-hand turn towards the runway. So there's the Ryanair taxiing up front, shouldn't be a problem. So here's the tower, we gotta turn to beam the tower. Good. So not the first one here, but the second. Makes sense when you're looking over there as well. Bringing us right to the holding point.
Ground Europa 44 Victor
Yep, here's
Charlie,
Bravo
taxi to
November
the
1,
ramp.
looking good.
Europa 44 Victor.
Madrid is always one of those places to
Taxi to
taxi.
parking
Those
via
standard
Kilo
taxi routes are
Kilo Alpha 4,
just...
Kilo Charlie.
I
Mike
suppose if
27,
you understand
Alpha
them
Mike
it's
3,
easy, but
Alpha
if you
Golden
don't
4,
fly there
Mike
regularly,
9.
then... yeah, there's some
Iberia
work
0113.
involved.
Contact the tower on 118.04. 8. Take care.
118.04, Iberia 0113. Bye bye. Okay, 118.08 it is.
Ryanair 40 Romeo Bravo, request push and start.
Target afternoon, Iberia 0113 Heavy, ready for departure. Okay, 18.4 will be departure.
Iberia 0113. Heavy. Barajas Tower. Runway 0. Winds calm. Cleared for takeoff.
Runway 36 left, clear for takeoff. Iberia 0113 Heavy. What's that? Runway 0? I kinda doubt it, if I'm completely honest. I don't know, taxiways Alpha Bravo Charlie and Runway 0. They must have some problems reading the data
Heavy.
here.
Runway 36 left. Winds calm.
Approaching
Cleared for takeoff.
36 left.
36 left, clear for takeoff, Iberia 0113 Heavy, thank you. Cabin crew,
Roger,
prepare for
Tower, Europa
departure.
66 Sierra November, established on the RNAV Yankee runway 32 left.
Europa 66 Sierra November. Roger.
Lineup checklist. Takeoff runway, 36
Ryanair
left
46
full length.
Uniform
TCAS,
Romeo, holding
tower,
short of
PAX 1 and
36 right,
2.
ready to go.
Off. Lineup checklist complete.
Ryanair 46 Uniform Romeo. Winds calm. Runway 36 right. Cleared for takeoff.
Okay.
36 right, cleared
You
for
ready?
takeoff. Ryanair
On
46 Uniform
runway
Romeo.
Then 13
36
hours to go.
left.
Take off. Mantoga, SRS, auto thrust blue. Thrust set.
Cedar Jet 241, contact ground on 123.155.
Ground Cedar Jet 241.
Europa
100
66
knots.
Sierra November.
Checked.
Winds calm. Runway 32 left. Cleared to land.
Now that performance looks pretty good, doesn't it?
Europa 66 Sierra November.
Not accelerating too quickly,
D1.
using up a lot of that runway. Rotate. Positive climb. Gear up. Nav. Checked. Not sure what the flight director is commanding here, but that's nonsense. That looks better. And admit it, guys. Toga thrust at the max takeoff weight. That rate of climb looks like an A340, doesn't it?
Iberia 0113. Contact departure on 118.4.
118.4, Iberia 0113, bye-bye. Okay, I'm leaving Toga on a bit longer, as you can see, but gotta have to reduce thrust here. Thrust, declimb 2, climb auto thrust. Okay, pull speed. And 190, please. Madrid departure, Iberia 0113 heavy, passing 4000, climbing level 130. Now tell me again that this airplane wouldn't be climbing.
Departure identified. Climb flight level 130.
Maintaining flight level 130, Iberia 0113. (1,100 feet a minute). Impressive. Oh boy. A340. Yeah, you'll get your pack in a moment.
Iberia 0113, climb flight level 220.
Iberia 0113, climb flight level 220. And that's 22,000 blue. Alright, pack 2 on. Got a mile to run. Yeah, we'll make it. Just about, but we'll make it. As you can see. Just barely. But it doesn't matter, we made it. Okay, so there is, as far as I'm aware, no automatic flap retraction from config 2 to config 1 on the A340. Certainly there isn't on the A330. So I'll be retracting those flaps like a few knots prior to the speed limit.
46 Uniform Romeo, radar contact. Climb and maintain 10,000.
Flaps 1. Speed checked. Flaps 1. Now in config 1, here is automatic flap retraction. As you can see, passing 200, speed limit goes up because the flaps go in automatically. I just love it. Such a cool airplane to fly. And well, here's the reason for those altitude restrictions. As you can see, a little bit of terrain is definitely there. So, flap 0. Speed checked. Flaps 0. Acceleration flow pattern. Flaps up. Ball is retracted.
Ryanair 46 Uniform Romeo, contact Madrid departure on 131.175.
131.175 for Ryanair 46 Uniform.
So the next constraint shouldn't be much of a problem. We're in managed mode here. That means
0113, climb flight level 230.
I'm flight level 230, Iberia 0113. 23,000 blue. So we're in managed mode. That means the flight director is actually going to command green dot speed instead of the 250 because
Iberia
it will.
0113, maintain level 230.
Yep, that's what we also read back. But it's okay. The Spaniards aren't that good with English. It's okay. All right. Autopilot 1. Yes, those mountains are big. At least from down here. Just gotta love it. Those mountains are really big, man. not even that sharply textured here. I have a feeling somebody did not anticipate that you might be flying over those this low. Oh boy, just gotta love it. 1,000 feet a minute rate of climb. Now let's already see about our destination here. So, estimated time of arrival is now 3 past midnight.
Iberia 0113, I need you below 250 knots.
Departure Ryanair 3 Bravo 2000.
Come on. 7
Ryanair 3
knots.
Bravo, radar contact.
I'm not gonna extend the flaps for
12,
that.
2000.
Not happening.
Up to 12, 1, 2000.
We'll pretend we haven't
Ryanair 3
heard it.
Bravo.
So, schedule is 2340. Let's see, 14.8. That's lots of extra fuel. Let's do CI 100. Optimum 300, cruising 310, max 321, that's okay.
Level 270.
Iberia 0113, common flight level 270. 27,000 blue. Okay, so cruise level is good. Then we can clean up that FMS while we're observing those 1200 feet a minute. So yeah guys, there you got it. If you do want an ill-climbing A340, we gotta bring it up to max takeoff weight. Okay, so secondary flight plan is all cleared, passing level 100. Let's gain that speed and then we should hopefully gather a little bit better rate of climb as well. So lights, signs, EFIS, we'll keep the constraints for the time being because we got a couple that we gotta meet over there. Just lovely seeing a 6-digit fuel figure on an Airbus. Just lovely. Alright, the FMS is cleaned up, level 310 is looking good. Now let's see, 2354. Probably still make up some more. Let's make that CI 150. Yeah, that starts looking better. 2353. I don't believe the extra fuel figure though. But we'll just fly into the direction and then we'll see what's gonna happen. Alright, and with that, I'd say enjoy the next 13 hours, and I'll see you all on the approach into Santiago de Chile. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight with us.
서두르진 않을
hyperdrive a tad earlier than usual, because the views outside are just absolutely amazing.
Iberia 0113, contact approach on 125.39er.
125.39, Iberia 0113 heavy. So 125.39R. Santiago approach, Iberia 0113 heavy, passing level 149, descending via the A330 Delta arrival.
Iberia 0113, heavy identified. Good evening. Expect the ILS Yankee runway 17 right approach into Santiago via Timmins.
Expecting the ILS Yankee 17 right via Timmins, Iberia 0113 heavy. Okay, so that's exactly what we had already planned anyway, so that's looking quite good. While we're enjoying the beautiful sunset over here, let's make sure that you do as well. Namely that your eyes aren't getting blinded. Looks better, doesn't it? Well, we're enjoying the last couple of rays of sun over here. Let's go ahead and start a little bit of an approach preparation for our destination airport. So we're starting with our weather, and we can find that right over here. I'm also going to turn the brightness down a little bit. So currently the wind is 190 at 11, slightly variable, clear skies 22 degrees, QNH is 1018, which ATC have already given us as well. The arrival that we're flying at the moment is the Asimo 7 Delta arrival, and that one basically takes us in over the Andes over here. Look at those MSAs, 24,900 over here. One of the highest in the world, apart from the Himalaya. Now we're currently heading southbound across all these mountains. Couple of altitude restrictions over here as well that we got to be aware of, that our VNAV is, however, already working on managing. You can see the lights of Santiago de Chile in the background over there, and looking into the approach, we expect the ILS Yankee approach for runway 17 right. Starting out in 5,000, minimum is 1,760 feet. Now, all of that is down here in the box, and when we look at the landing performance calculation, you can see 179 tons landing weight, the weather is all in over here, and we do have 3,838 meters available. We do need 2,219 meters with config full, which I am going to take here today. Now, when we vacate the runway, we basically end up straight in front of our parking, so we'll come off over here at Whiskey, and then we're parking in Charlie 1, Eagle Alpha Bravo. We'll have to see what ATC may give us over there. Probably Charlie 3 as well, those are going to be possible. Alright, and that much for the approach preparation that we have done down here so far. So let's go ahead and do an actual approach briefing, so that we're all on the same page of how we actually intend to fly this arrival today. And climb around it, let's do a little bit of a bridge and dim the floodlights a bit. That looks fantastic. Okay, so we're coming in via the Asino 7 Delta arrival, MSA around the field of 19,000 feet. We can definitely see the reason why, just about on the left side over here. ILS Yankee approach runway 17 right down to a minimum of 1,760. The go around is a slight left turn, then intercept the radial outbound and climbing to an altitude of 5,000 feet down here. Well, extra fuel and time, we got 6,000 kilos, which according to this is an hour and 21. Realistically, it's more like an hour of extra fuel that we've got down here. Okay, thank you for that. Flight director guided ILS approach, config full, maximum reverse, outer brake low. Vacate the runway to the left hand side with a stop margin of about 1,800 meters. No hotspots for our taxi-in, and I've got nothing special or non-standard. Threats for the arrival, most definitely the terrain. Unfortunately, terrain display is currently inoperative because I am recording this one on a pre-release version, and the server where we need to download the terrain data is currently not available. So that is going to come up by the time the aircraft releases officially. I'm recording this prior to the official release. For that reason, terrain display is currently not available for us. Well, and that's all I got for the briefing over here. Do you have any questions or suggestions? No? Lovely, then that's our briefing complete. So, last bits of daylight here. This just looks fantastic, doesn't it? Very bright full moon on the arrival today, making it possible for us to see some of those mountains on the approach. You just gotta love the visuals of flights in 2024. They look fantastic. Really, really fantastic.
Crew, please check that everyone is seated and has fastened their seatbelts.
Okay, we're through 10,000, so let's ensure lights
Ladies and
on,
gentlemen,
signs
we are now
on.
beginning our final approach into Santiago. Please turn off your electronic devices and stow them away until we arrive at the gate. Kindly put your tray tables away. Ensure your seats are in their full upright position. And fasten your seatbelts. Our today's gate is apron 5D4. Thank you for your cooperation, and we
Iberia
appreciate your
0113.
Gracias.
Heavy direct TMIS. Descend altitude 5000, cleared for the ILS, runway 17 right approach, TMIS transition.
Iberia 0113, direct to Timus, descending 5000, cleared ILS, Yankee runway 17 right from Timus. Okay, so that's 5000 set. We are basically in Timus already, so I'm just going to keep everything exactly the way it is. Here's the localizer for us, however that data doesn't look exactly good yet. Your Mike Echo Romeo is correct, should have a DME associated with it. Since we're not receiving that, let's just stay in nav mode for the time being. Also went for a little bit of speed brakes here to get ourselves down. Now, we can already see the runway straight ahead on our 12 o'clock. That's going to make things very easy going into here. And, well, we've been interrupted at the 10,000 foot checks by our cabin crew, so just to complete them, we've got GPS primary high accuracy and the engine start selector is in the normal position. Okay, so approach checklist please. RF, QNH, actually set QNH. QNH 1018 cross check passing 7100 now. Checked. Seatbelts on. Minimum is Baro 1760. Auto brake low. Engine start selector norm. Approach check is completed. Alright, so the runway is straight ahead. Everything is inside, just the DME seems inoperative, but the ILS signal looks believable, so... Cat 3, signal, glass lobe, localizer blue, and the reason why I didn't engage the second autopilot is because I want to disengage him right now anyway. Lock star. So, manual flight, manual thrust. Lock. 1000 to go. Checked. Okay, I would say we are close enough here at about 13 miles. Activate approach phase.
Iberia
And
0113, contact Santiago Tower on 118.1.
118.1, Iberia 0113, bye-bye. Santiago Tower, Iberia 0113, heavy established ILS 17 right. Last up star. So a little bit of speed brake here to reduce our speed.
Iberia
Last low.
0113, heavy Santiago Tower, roger.
And as you can see, the speed doesn't come back at all, so typical A340, gear down.
Land 188, holding short 35 left, ready for departure.
You really shouldn't try to play with the speed reduction.
Runway 35 left, cleared for takeoff. Safe travels.
Why is it clearing anyone for 35 left? The wind is 190 at 11. thing is, 35 left is the opposite direction of our landing runway. Alright, so we've got the effect of the gear now. Flaps up. Oh, sorry, speed brakes up. That's what I meant. And flaps 2. That was what I thought here.
Iberia 2,500.
Runway 17 right, clear to land, Iberia 0113. Flaps 3. Speed checked, flap 3.
Iberia 0113, heavy wind 1806, runway 17 right, clear to land.
We just read that back already. So flaps full.
2,000.
Landing checklist, become memo, landing no blue. Landing checklist complete. Come on airplane, how much thrust are you going to need? More than I'd like. Especially because this can happen easily. A little bit of wind drops off, then you're at a high power setting and suddenly you're too fast again.
Line 188, contact departure.
Alright. That's pretty cool. So does this. Might look even better if we put a couple of wing lights on.
1,000.
Then let's try not to destabilize the approach here. Oh yeah, definitely looks better with some wing lights on. Alright, and now it's time to get back inside and make this a proper landing.
Speed.
Yeah, don't worry.
$500. 400.
Land.
300. 100 above.
Check. We will still lose a little bit
Caution!
of wind here.
Taxiway!
No,
Caution!
absolutely not.
Taxiway!
Definitely a
Minimum.
runway.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20 tard. 10.
Land 3902, holding short of 35 right, ready for departure.
Land 3902, winds 350 at 4. Runway 35 right, cleared for
So,
takeoff.
spoilers, reverse green.
Clear for takeoff,
Manual
35 right,
brakes.
land 3902.
Can already go back to auto reverse. That's a pretty long runway over here. 70 knots. Well, and with that, welcome to Santiago de Chile. 12 hours and 58 minutes.
Iberia 0113, welcome to Santiago. Contact ground on 122.6.
122.6, Iberia 0113.
Iberia 0113, roger.
Santiago ground, Iberia 0113, heavy request taxi to gate Charlie 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Santiago.
Iberia 0113, taxi to apron 3 gate C3 via uniform Zulu Zulu 3. Good day.
Is surrounded by the
Uniform Zulu Zulu 3 to gate Charlie 3, Iberia 0113 heavy.
and delicious cuisine.
Okay, so uniform is the first to the right,
Please remain seated
Zulu
until
3
we reach
to the
our
apron.
final parking position.
That makes sense.
In the name of Captain Emmanuel, First Officer Stephanie, and
After
the
landing
entire crew,
checklist.
we wish you a wonderful stay here.
Radar predictive wind shear off, after landing checklist complete.
Thank you for choosing Iberia.
So you can't really see much. I'm going to put the nose light back into the takeoff position here, so that we can see at least anything. Which, by the way, we have to do a lot in the real world as well. So that's a feature, not a bug. Okay, Charlie 3. No follow me needed. Handling by... I don't know, give me LAN. Alright, so there's Golf to the left, Romeo. That's one further up to the north. We're gonna go one further south, and then left Zulu 3 to the gate, Charlie 3. GSX is already on order. Let's start the APU. Man, we picked the right time to fly this. Look at the last bits of sun coming out from behind the mountains here. Fantastic. Really fantastic. Okay, the left side is clear. So, going a little bit quick here, correcting that. 15 is fine for the apron. We stay on the center line here, none of those side lines. Our wingspan is a little bit too large for that. Okay, and Charlie 3 will come up on the left side here. That's Charlie 3 Alpha, and that's where the marshal is. Okay, so lights off. So, two marshallers over there. No idea who the right one is. But I think the one in the dark looks like a GSX guy. No, I'm not going to go further left. And stop. Nice. Okay, parking brake is set. Let's wait for the APU. APU bleed, here we go. Cabin crew, all doors on park. And here we go. Alright, engine's going down. Beacon off. So let's see about the doors. Disarmed. Seatbelts off, external power is also available. And shutting down. Alright, parking checklist please. Parking brake on trucks, brake set, engines off, fuel pumps off, parking checklist complete. So my friends, with that, welcome to Chile. I do hope you guys have enjoyed the flight as much as I did. That was a very interesting approach. Sure enough, would have been a little bit more stable if you just changed the flight deck and didn't take screenshots. But hey, it's a flight simulator. And of course, as always, thoroughly enjoyable to fly. Now, I hope that you guys appreciated it as much as I did. Be sure to leave your feedback in the comments underneath the video. As always, like, comment and subscribe. And with that, I'm looking forward to see you all again on the next one.